Hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. I hope everybody's doing good today. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Hello, Panda Bear's mom. How are you doing today? Is there any news today? Anything? I'm still praying for Devlin. Praying. I hope you're doing good today. Hello, Miss Beautiful Janice. Good to see you. Hello, Deanna. Hello. Good to see you. Choochie, hello, good to see you. Happy Monday. No updates. Well, we're still praying. Praying always. Oh, Lordy. I tell you what, if it's not one thing, it's another. I hadn't really been on to see what is any updates or anything today, honestly. But I did want to come on today. I did want to come on and talk about Emmanuel today. And this little teddy bear, this picture that said, I love you on it. This was a picture. So credit. Hey, Sherry Lynn. Hello. This is a credit to one of the Facebook groups, and it's to one, I can't remember honestly if it was BYM News or I don't want to give the wrong thing, but it's one of the news stations out that's been going to in front of the house out there. But I want to shout out all of the news and the TikTokers and anybody and everybody who's been going out filming and making, it where we can see what's going on, and it's just growing and growing out there. And hey, DJ, and it's just really growing. And this one caught my attention. There's a few that's caught my attention. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you for allowing us to use these photos. Stuff like this really catches my attention. Thank you for allowing us to see what's going on. Hey, Raymond Thomas. Hello from work. Don't be working too hard. I'm bringing that money, honey. No, I'm just kidding. That's what the missus says, huh? I'm just kidding. No better way to work than listen to Smiley in your ear. I'm just kidding about that too, but I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. Hope I made you smile today. But thank you, everybody. I really thank you, everybody. And also, I just wanted to talk about Emmanuel today. Tomorrow's going to be court date and everything. So I just wanted to bring him up and bring him to the forefront and all that. Let's see. And thank you to all. Yeah, thank you to everybody there, just for showing us. And look, I like to share and I like to show things too, because sometimes people are in my groups or that come in or all over the world. I like to do that too, because people that come here may not have access to TikTok. They may not have access to Facebook or X or, any of these newspapers. A lot of times I put out newspaper articles and I don't just put the link. I put out, I copy them and stuff like that. And I try to give the credit and stuff like that. But a lot of these people don't have either the funds or some of it's free, but they just don't have the access for whatever reason, or they might be elderly, or, a lot of people don't understand that. And I've tried to explain it in the past, way back when I come on here. Hell, sometimes I can't even push a button, but I try to help in the many ways that I do, hoping to help somebody. And I do hope that it helps somebody. That's all. And sharing is caring, right? So I'm gracious to many of these people who do that. Hey, Millie, hello. I hope your Monday's going well. many prayers to you. Hey, Terry Parker, and your family, and anybody out there who's having any struggles. Anybody, I'm not saying you're having any struggles today, but I know what you're going with your family and everybody. And I just love you all. I thank you for being here. So today is Monday, September 15th. Lord, I was fixing to say September 11th. I wish we could turn back time, but we can't. So it's September 15th. And I hope you're all doing well. Welcome in, everyone. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. It gets all these stories out. It helps us grow our little family here. And welcome into everybody that has not been here before. That's all free. I titled this, Find the Baby. Where's the baby? Where is the baby? Baby Emmanuel. Where is he? Where is he? Are they looking? Will he ever be found? I sure hope so. I hope so. He's very tiny. I don't know. I don't know. Each day, each minute that goes by, man, I really worry. I do. And I hope they're out there looking and searching. I don't know. Hey, Jennifer. Hello, hello. But where is the baby? Where is he? Emmanuel Harrell, he was just 7 months old. And I wonder, is anybody still looking? Have they been looking? Me too, Sherry Lynn. I worry about that. Ola, wake up. Hello. Wake up. And by the way, tomorrow will be the big day. I will be on it. However, I just want y'all to know it'll be tomorrow evening sometime with updates. I'm having some me time tomorrow, and as you know here, I don't care. I don't have to be first, okay? I don't have to be first. That's not me. That's not my style. And we'll go over it tomorrow evening. So don't worry. Don't worry. Smiley will be here. So I will be here a little bit later. I want you to know that for my take on all things tomorrow. And we don't know how things are going to go tomorrow morning in court, if they're going to push it back. I don't know if it's true or not. If any of you know, put it down there. I hear they're going to do it was going to be on the 16th and 17th, and I heard they're going to do both of them tomorrow. So it might be a long day tomorrow. So we'll see. Okay. If it is that case, it will be, a long day. Anyway, but you'll get my take on it. Thank you, Millie. Yep, I am going to enjoy my day tomorrow. I'm going to have a big day. I didn't know they were going to do everything at once, but I'm going to get a head to toe. Don't take that the wrong way. I don't know how y'all going to take that, but Smiley going to be having some me time. Anyway, and then we're going to have some quiet time with with y'all tomorrow night, tomorrow evening, okay? Hey, Deb. Hello. Welcome in. Let's see. Raymond said, okay, I might miss you then tomorrow. Sorry to go to work early. Well, I will be, it'll be, I know you're an hour ahead of me, so I'm going to say it may be my time, 5, 6 o'clock, something like that. So I hope you don't. I hope you're able to join, but you can always rewatch, Raymond. You can always rewatch. But I'll be here. I just won't be here. I know I won't be here in the morning. That's all I'm saying. But for those of you who don't know, we got a good show today. Okay, so you get me today and probably maybe tonight sometime. Okay. So I'm going to stop jabbering now. Let's talk about Emmanuel. For those who don't know little Emmanuel Harrell, he went missing in August. Emmanuel Harrell was 7 months old, and as reported, he went missing on August 14th, 2025 in Southern California. Now, I think he was missing before that, okay? And there are a lot who do too. There are some things that will come into play. Good afternoon, Jacqueline. Hello, hello. Thank you, Terry. So, we'll see. We'll find all that out, even if it's in court, through court, or prelim, or whatever. Some stuff will come out. We'll find out. But by this lying, scheming, abusing, so-called mother monster, Rebecca Harrow, 41 years old, she had this very tall tale and this very hoaxy scheme, you should say, and this plan she wanted the world to believe. But quickly after, nobody, and I mean nobody, believed her. I mean, nobody, in my opinion. Honey, Ray Charles saw what was going on. People were turning over in their graves when they heard what she was talking about. It spread like wildfire. Little Emmanuel's mother, monster mother, Rebecca Harrow, claimed she was outside Big Five sporting goods store in Eusebia, California, changing his diaper in her vehicle when she was attacked. And she was knocked unconscious. When she woke up, Emmanuel was gone. Hola, hello. Hello. But what she told really was someone came behind her and all she heard was, hola, boom. She was out like a light on the floor. The floor. Floor. The words matter. They did to me. Not the ground, not the concrete, not the grass, not by her car. The floor, hunty. And she woke up and baby Emmanuel was gone. She runs in Big Five. And she said, hey, has anyone saw a baby? Even Smiley was catching on to all that, and I'm a little bit slow. Ruby said I was asleep, or she was asleep, and we had story time. That's right. That's right. Police came, scent dogs came, helicopters came, surveillance video, what little there was. Because see, oh, wait, I left out the part in case you didn't know. There was no video. Oh, well, forget all that because there was some video. But see, her and Jake had just went in the Big Five a few days before or a day before. And they said, oh, hey, do y'all have video cameras? Duh. Well, why do you want to know, people? Well, because somebody was messing with our car out in your parking lot the other day, and well, we was just wondering if you had any cameras. Hey, well, if somebody was messing with my car, I think I would call 911, don't you? Just saying. Anyway, I left that part out. I forgot that. Oh. So they say, no, we don't. That went perfect with their little plan, didn't it? But see, other people had cameras. The perfect plan went into place at that moment, in my opinion. But anyway, the scent dogs come, the tracking dogs, the police, blah, blah, blah. They started looking at what surveillance camera, what witnesses there were. They started talking to employees, talking to people, all the things. And, even though Rebecca had a couple of black eyes, whether that was on purpose or abuse or whatever, and I say on purpose to make it fit into the story, I don't know, because she sure don't seem like she's afraid of her husband. That's just me. Even though we come to find out he's an abusive person to children anyway. We'll get to that. But nothing. They couldn't find anything. What made it a miracle? Lord have mercy, y'all. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you for being here. When Smiley gets on a roll, I can't even take a breath, honey, and I'm sorry. I just get on a roll. When I get on a roll, I can't help it, honey. Let me breathe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know I do that. I know I do it. But I can't help it. Sometimes I get to talking to people out in public and my husband has to come back and get me. Say, come on. What are you doing? Breathe. Y'all need to say, breathe, Smiley. Breathe. Hey, Catherine. So, what makes it a miracle, though, is Jake came. Both grannies came. Don't even get me started on that, because we'll be here all night if I get started on that. Both grannies came. We need to find them a nickname. Everybody usually gets a nickname in these cases. Both grannies came, and I don't care for them, okay? Where's Jody Sue when you need her? These people need a nickname. Jody Sue's good at giving nicknames. People were there. The community came. People's like, what's going on? The news, people started coming in. But the miracle was, there was a miracle, people. Lord Jesus, honey, there was a miracle. People started recording Rebecca, and thank God they started recording, because, honey, I wouldn't have believed this unless I heard this on this recording. Thank you to the TikToker. Honey, they had their little phone to the ground, was talking to Jake and Rebecca, asked them questions, trying to be friends. Honey, I'd have done the same thing. Just saying. They said somebody walked up to Rebecca, didn't know they were being secretly recorded. When is the flyers going to be here? What? So the miracle was, you mean the flyers was already printed up, honey? They already had the flyers printed up in a box of Emmanuel gone missing, honey. And when they got there and the flyers was made, boxes of the dang flyers. Oh my God, I'm about to choke. And they pulled them out. And they already had, because we know through the lawyer, Jake's attorney, honey, let me explain that. When Ashley Banfield, yeah, I get a little dramatic too, y'all. I'm going to tell this story, honey. When Ashley Banfield and Jake's attorney, the one that ain't the attorney no more, the thumb sucker, y'all seen the pictures on my community post, right? Or it's in my memberships. If y'all would like to join my memberships, I got all kinds of shit in there on him. The news put out. He's no longer his attorney. Well, he might be in the other case. He sucks his thumb, honey. And he's never mind. Never mind. But him. Okay, Jennifer. Love you. Thank you. Him, that one. He told Ashley, I'm not Rebecca's lawyer, but by the way, he was trying to make Ashley look stupid, but Ashley wasn't having it. You got the wrong, you don't have the right flyer up, because if you'll see, that flyer has Jake and Rebecca's phone number on it. In other words, they already had. How long had Emmanuel been missing? And Jake and Rebecca had their phone number on it and the flyers printed up. Holy moly, what a miracle, honey. What a miracle you had the box of flyers, because you knew when she went, she was going to get hit. Hola. And you knew you was going to have some missing flyers. Okay. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you. Raymond gifted a membership. Raymond gifted somebody a membership. Millie, let us know who got that membership. Raymond's always a big support over here. Thank you, Raymond. Thank you so much, honey. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that news station says they're going to put out some more information on that attorney. That should be interesting, honey. And when they do, we're going to see it. They say he has some allegedly now. Again, I don't know. Allegedly, honey. This didn't come from Smiley. I'm just reporting. Don't kill the messenger. He has some abusey things on him too. I don't know. I can't say that for a fact. I'm not saying that for a fact. I don't know. But it ain't good. And what I saw in Smiley's hood, honey, it wasn't good. Just telling y'all. Yeah. But anyway. So, people were there. The flyers came. They already had Jake and Rebecca's phone numbers on them, which, by the way, they got disconnected, within a week or a few days? How nice, huh? But things started to unravel. People were not falling for that. So where is the baby? Oh, I do too, Choochie. I believe it. I do too. No doubt. But, that's just my opinion. Thank you, Raymond, honey. Rebecca was secretly recorded, and nobody knew that, but they had flyers. But nobody believed them. Now, Jake's record came out after that. What a pig. What a pig. Come to find out, Jake was. We should have known. Some of us did, when he was up there going, just ask that somebody feed him and change his diaper. Do what? Really? What? These actors get worse by the case in the second. There shouldn't even be a case, man. And I knew she was a freaking Susan Smith 2.0. That's exactly what came to my mind the first time I saw her. All I had to do was see her, even before hearing the Ola and all the BS that came with it, tied up in a pretty bow they tried to do. But then when I heard him, that just took the cake for me. I was just done. I was like, what? I was like, okay, I got to take this. I got to do this. This is unreal. This is another Susan Smith right here, period. Period. And see, when Jake's record come out and we started finding out what a pig he was, is, still is, never change. He never will change. He'll never be good for nothing. This is the one that will never be good for nothing. And you know how I always tell you, everybody is something, everybody is enough, everybody is, but not pigs like this. Not that does this harm. See, and this is the point. Rebecca, she knew this when she met him. You know, she's like 10 years older than him. And Rebecca knew this when she met him. Not only when she met him, when she married him, and when she had 2 other children with him, or 2 children with him, Emmanuel being one of those now missing and presumably murdered children with him. Abused to death, being one of the children being 2 years old and taken away by CPS, and then through the court system during all this, given to a family member who took Jake's first daughter by a different woman, now has her name changed to Promise by that other person, Promise Faith, and that's the one that he almost killed when she was 10 weeks old. Do y'all know what a 10-week-old baby looks like? Have you had babies? Have you been around babies 10 weeks old? He literally tried to kill, for whatever reason, a 10-week-old baby, beating her within an inch of her life, talking about he dropped her. Bullshit. And not only that, she's ruined for life. The baby is blind, paralyzed, horrific. It's just horrific and evil. She has to breathe out of a trach tube. I think she's 7 now. I don't think she's 10 yet. I think she's 7. And there's things that, you know, it's just horrible, horrific. Rebecca knew this. This was his baby. Yeah, Raymond said, let me at him. Okay, and then he got out. He should have never been out. He got out. Oh, and let me say, you know, we won't go into it all of this live, but the stupid counselor said, oh, he won't reoffend again. He's a low offender. He this, he that, you know. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? These people will never be worth a shit, ever. This is why people can't stand people that abuse kids. They hate them. They will never be worth a shit. And if they're not wiped up on the floor like Jeffrey Dahmer in prison, maybe they should be. I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying. I see why they hate them. I hate them. Nobody likes them. Okay? Nobody. They don't like them. They don't need to be. They're not rehab. You can't rehab those people. You cannot rehab them. You might be sitting out here right now and I may be talking to you and you may harm a child. Well, you need to have your ass in jail. You need to have your ass in prison. You're not rehabilitated. You cannot. You might be on a list. Well, I hate it for you. I don't think you need to be on a list. I think you need to be on a list, yes, but I don't think you need to be walking around free. That's my opinion. I'm sorry. Hey, Don, good to see you. Whoever says you won't harm a child again, you probably already have if you're on that list. People just probably don't know it yet. I'm sorry. And you're the ones that won't amount to nothing. That's coming from Smiley. Yes, it is. I'll stand up and tell you, and I'll tell a judge, and I'll tell anybody. I don't care what you say, think of me, fuck you. And I don't care if it's your brother. I don't care if it's your mother. And I don't care if it's your child. Fuck you. This is what happens. You see? Hey, Joanne. And you don't have to hate the person, but you better damn well be hating the act. But that person don't define you. It don't define who you are. You better separate the two. You can do that. But they won't ever change. But Rebecca, oh, she thought it was fine and dandy and a piece of candy. She knew it. She went and laid down with it. And she had 2 biological children with it. You know why? She became him. She became just like him. And y'all might not like it, but I love it because in my opinion, and a lot of you might not agree with me, she's the one that did this, not Jake. See, in my opinion, all eyes are on Jake because Jake's been caught and Jake's done exactly to his child what, in my opinion, now says Rebecca's done to Emmanuel, although they are both equally as guilty. That's just my opinion. Exactly. I mean, a lot of people wishes that they didn't even do half of this problem, wishes they could have had parenting classes. For things way less than, right? Have his family, I mean, his family, I think his family knew as well. You know, he got to be out. He got to be abusive still again, and he was. And he got to eat, sleep, drink, laugh, be merry, scam the systems. Don't forget that. Go to work a little bit, scam the systems. Hey, Sharon, everybody coming in. You know, he got all free money. You know, he got to do all that. And Rebecca, too, she became him. She did the same thing. She was scamming workman's comp as well. All that was approved in the beginning. She agreed with what he did. She was just like him. The only difference is she didn't have a past. She wasn't caught yet. She wasn't in the system. But in my opinion, she was not scared of him. Do I feel sorry for her? No, I don't feel sorry for her. Not even a little bit. She had chance after chance to get away from him, but most of all, after she was in jail, she could have told on him and talked And she didn't. She chose to do an interview before he even spoke, before he even went out to try to find, lead the people or send her a message or whatever he did. And she chose to stand up for him and say what a good man and a good father he was. Now, I don't know what that ex parte was. She went in front of the judge because maybe she was pissed or this, that, and the other, that he did get out and get some fresh air. I don't know, nor do I care, but it was a day late and $1 short, in my opinion. If you think about it now, it was a day late and $1 short. She had every opportunity while she was by herself for people to protect her. That's not what she did. Even after the arrest and they were separated, she chose to give an interview and tell what a good man and a good father he was, even knowing he's fried and he's not going to get out. He's not going anywhere, and she still has a chance, and she still has to believe in a chance that there may be a possibility, whether we like it or not, that she may get less time or have a chance to get out. And she still chooses to be just like him and stand up for him. In the real world, in my opinion, I think she did the deed herself. And remember, don't forget, write it down. I told you they found her blood. They found Emmanuel's blood. Was that because she was beat? Could be. Yes. 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 Could I be wrong? Yes. Hey, Linda. Welcome in, everybody. Yeah, and you can't feel sorry for her. She knew, like Chuchi said, she knew. And she didn't take up for Emmanuel. She knew Emmanuel's gone. We're fixing to get more on that in just a minute. She knew Emmanuel's gone. Don't let her fool you, though. I mean, you can think and feel what you want. But I feel, okay, so will he take the blame for her? Yeah, if it comes down to that. If it comes down to that and there's no way out because he loves her, nah. Till death do you part, nah. Because of moral values, no, bullshit. But because he's done anyway, with a fork in it done, and he can't go anywhere due to that state or the judge or whatever screw up he did to promise, and he got to walk out and this happened. He's done. So if Rebecca, if it comes to it, in my opinion, she may, whether we like it or not, get a little bit less time. She may get out. I don't know, because she don't have a background. I could be totally wrong. I'm just thinking right now. I'm thinking out loud. If it comes down to it, he might, she's 10 years older. So who's really controlling who? I mean, what's really going to happen? I don't know. We might all be surprised. But if it comes down to it, he's going to need Rebecca more than she needs him, I think. And he's going to need her in his manipulative bullshit to believe he's her ride and die until his death do her part, because he's so manipulative. He's going to need her to do whatever it takes, because while he's doing life, he's going to need them noodles, and it's going to be a hard choice to decide if you want chicken or beef. Chicken or beef. That's going to be hard to decide between, don't y'all think? And he's going to need somebody to put money on them books. You know, things are expensive in jail, way more expensive than they are on the outside. I'm just saying. To me, I hope she never sees the light of day again. But I have this funny feeling that's not going to happen. I could be wrong, because I think she has a great lawyer. We won't go into all that. No, he's not paid. He's a conflict lawyer. He's being paid by the state. I think with them black, I think they're going to play the abuse. That's just my opinion. Why wouldn't they play the abuse? Why? If it was my life and I had them black eyes to show and I never been in trouble, somebody better play that abuse for me, honey. And I'm an honest person. I'm just saying. I don't know. But I think she did it. They say they got evidence. They say they got hard evidence. I want to see. I want to see. I think they're both equally guilty. I think they both need to go down. Plus, he needs to get everything that he didn't get in Promise. And Promise needs justice. Both of them. I hope they don't see a day out. I hope they don't make their bond. I also think, well, I know at some point, I don't know if it'll be tomorrow or not, or they may set up a separate hearing, but I know they're going to probably ask for a bail reduction. And I hope to God they don't make no bail. I don't think he will. I don't think he'll even get a reduction. But I was thinking about this. Will Rebecca get a bail reduction? Oh my God, I'm worried about that. I hope they don't. I hope she don't. I hope she don't get no favors. But where is Emmanuel? Where is the baby? Is anybody out looking for him? Have they searched the landfills? Catherine said the spousal abuse with Rebecca and Jake is going to be. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, and I heard, that he had child abuse in his past. Well, you know what? He's grown now. I don't give a damn about his past. Might have been sorry for him when he was little, but guess what? All of his family was around him now. And, he chose what he chose, but that didn't mean he needed to go beating on a 10-week-old child. And it does not excuse what he's done, and then went on and carried on to Emmanuel and all the things. I don't care if she hurt Emmanuel and unalived him, or if he did. He could have called the police. He could have, hell, he could have, should have, if she did it, then what he should have done is unalived her, because I would have. Or if or called 911, or, whatever. Didn't do it. He knew better. Better choices. And the sister, we're fixing to get to her in a minute. And he was around his mom, evidently. It's no excuse. No excuse. And the same goes for her. Listen, she knew how to use the court system. There's records out there where with her husband, and I still have questions on that. Her first husband, she was all the time putting restraining orders on him. She didn't have a problem. Okay, see, this is why I don't think Rebecca was abused. She used the system. She was all the time putting restraining orders on her first husband. So if you are in a abusive, she wasn't, in other words, what I'm saying in layman terms, she wasn't scared to get out and go to the police, get restraining orders on a man, right? She had children with that man. She did that with her first husband. Now, get him out of the way. I always said she was friends with Jake's sister to get with Jake, but that's just me, okay? Now she gets with Jake. I don't know that he was abusive to her. He may have been. But you're going to tell me now all of a sudden she has 2 children with him. But she has 2 black eyes. And everybody's going to assume she was abused because now Emmanuel's dead, allegedly. And how do we know they didn't stage that? They were going to stage a kidnapping. How do we know she didn't buck up and stage allowing him to hit her? Because neither one of them reported him being gone. What I'm saying is, if she was being abused, why didn't she go get a restraining order on Jakey Poo? Just saying. And I might add, while she was downtown at the court, while she was at the police, while she was at different places with her mother, Jake was not around because he was with the probation officer. She could have got help, even knowing his record come out about promise, and he was at home alone or under this scrutiny, and she would have been safe. She chose not to do that. Not only that, when they were both arrested and she seen it was about to really go down and shit hit the fan and they were separated, she chose to have a whole ass interview with the news and put out what a good father and a good dad and a good man he was to make it better for him. Just saying. I don't believe her at all. That's my choice. But they both sat there on $1 million each bond. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. I sit here on pins and needles just like y'all do. You know, just like y'all do, wanting to know what's going to happen. Emmanuel's body has not been found. Sorry about that. Emmanuel's body has not been found. The exact timeline of what happened, literally, we don't know everything because, we don't know how far back this goes. We just don't know. We don't know the full details. We only know what they've let out, which is very little. So where is the baby? Where? I don't know. I hope he's found. I hope he is. But it's never too late for them, one or both, to tell the truth. In my opinion, they know where he's at, and he deserves to be found. Emmanuel deserves to be found. They know It's cruel. It was intentional. It's aggravating. I think it was pre-planned. And at least they need to let his sisters and, half brothers or whatever know. The little 2-year-old, oh my God, she's going to grow up always wondering. And there's no telling what she saw or heard. She's got to be terrified. And they're all doing this pure torture bullshit, and they're not telling the truth. Again, his parents have pleaded not guilty to these charges, and investigators have this own, they say they have these ongoing searches where nobody seems to have saw any. Only the time that they took out, hold on a minute. I'll tell them I'm on live. They've already, that when they took Jake out, that's the only time that we saw, right? The only time that they seem to be searching. So where is he? Have they searched? They say they had an idea about where is he? Okay, you're fine, Raymond. I don't understand. Ahmad on the Tierra, he went over, at first they said they hadn't been there, but then he went back and he said they had been there, but did they search? That's what I want to know. Did they search? It would, if they are searching over there, it would take days and days and weeks probably. Is there anything left? I don't know. Now let's talk about Jake's sister just a minute. Let's talk about his sister. Jake's sister went on record. She couldn't follow the script, could she? She couldn't. And we'll listen to her interview here in just a minute. Again, she wanted her 5 minutes of fame, I guess. Jesus Christ. She wanted her 5 minutes of fame. Okay? She muddied the water a little bit, in my opinion. Okay? These people. Where is she at now? Where is his sister at now? Did the heat get too hot for her? Did it get too hot in the kitchen? She had to get out. Sometimes you just need to keep your mouth shut, don't you? Got too hot for her and the other granny, right? Rebecca's mom. But this is Jake's sister we're talking about. But seemed got too hot for them. They couldn't handle it. Ouch. That fire got a little bit too hot. Shouldn't make up stories. Sometimes you really need to stay out of the business. Sometimes there's a time to shut your mouth and not say nothing. Sometimes you don't meddle in the business. There's a time to talk, and when you see something, say something. But there's a time when shit's already going down. You need to keep your mouth shut. And this was one of those times. That you got to know when to fold them, know when to hold them, know when to talk, walk away, and know when to run. Honey, this is when they should have fucking threw that deck down and walked away and started running as fast as they could. Both of them, in my opinion. In my opinion. For real. For reals, as Don said. For reals, for reals. This is when they should have kept their mouth. They should have sewed it shut. They should have took a needle and thread, and both of them should have stood there in that Big 5 parking lot, and they should have sewed each other's mouths shut. Just my opinion, because it's going to come back to bite them all. But Jake's sister, let's talk about that. She went on record and she gave an interview. She instead of bringing clarity, she muddied the waters, in my opinion. Every word felt like smoke and mirrors and went up in flame. Kind of like Grandis did with Candace, actually. In my opinion, it made things worse. Instead of standing for Emmanuel, she sounded like she was standing for Jake. Of course, that's her brother, and I do understand that. I really do. But it hurts. Jake, I keep saying Jake, Emmanuel can't stand for himself, right? He couldn't talk anymore. He couldn't talk then if he was there. He was just laying there. He has nobody to speak or talk for him. And that's what matters. That baby, that little boy, he mattered all along, these 7 months. She's talking about he's cross-eyed. Well, what made him cross-eyed? I don't think he was born like that. That's my opinion. And you put yourself in the fire, bitch, when you sit there. And like I said, I just called you a bitch. You don't like it, pull up. Come on. I'll drop you a link. Explain yourself. I'm here. Because you, my dear, watched him. There's proof of that. And there's also a few pictures where he didn't have cross-eyed eyes before. I think he was abused the entire time. I think there was things going on that you knew. You did live in the house after all at some point. See, I like to speak directly to people when I'm speaking to them. I hope you're not abusing your children. I'm just saying. She has no empathy either. Honestly, she has no empathy either. She, you could see her recently pull out of the driveway while the news and people, it really wasn't, I mean, the news was there and TikTokers were there, but they were putting up like these bears and things that's on my screen. And I guess it had come a storm, a windstorm or whatever. And the tent literally blowing down and, you know, it's on recording. They're like, that's Jake's sister pulling out. Tent blowing all over the place. Could have literally hurt one of them. She could at least rolled down the window and said, hey, y'all need help? She don't have to answer questions. She don't have to worry about being bombarded. There wasn't really nobody out there at the time. A couple people. She could have helped them ladies. She didn't want to. She don't appreciate them being out there in front of that house. She don't appreciate the things the community's done. They want to get rid of everything, Emmanuel, in my opinion. See, bitch, you should be grateful. Have you walked out there one time, or have you just been like us that are far, far away and took a picture? You, bitch, should be out there putting a teddy bear and walking back in the house. You should have took a real picture. After all, you claimed to love him. After all, Ahmad on the Tiara, right? He interviewed somebody that came up to him. He was in front of your house you used to live in, but I guess you up and run. I don't know your deal. ma'am. See, they said they saw Momster and Dadster, Devil Dad, walking with empty strollers. So they never saw Devil Dad and Fake Dad and Evil Mom with their baby, Emmanuel, in that empty stroller, trying to give out vibes that a baby was in it and all that planning and stuff. However, they have saw Emmanuel. Ahmad said, what? Oh, yeah, we saw Emmanuel with the girl that lived in this house. That was you, sissy. Because you used to keep Emmanuel. Thought you loved Emmanuel. My point is, but you didn't realize Emmanuel, 7 months old, was missing? I can't wait to hear this one in court. Your ass will be dragged in court, subpoena or not, why you did not call and report your nephew ever missing. I can't wait to hear your response, and I hope they eventually lock your ass up. Maybe they won't allow your family, all of you, to just say, oh, well, this is like the Wells case. I just thought 7-month-old Emmanuel crawled off to Hawaii for a little bit to get some peace. I assumed he would be back when he was ready. Bitch, it ain't gonna work like that. Ola, wake up, little Susie. Let's watch her video. And then she wanted to stick her 2 cents in. She wanted to stick her 2 cents in and say after Rebecca done gave her story, the hoax, okay, and say what she said, then this one wants to go with the whole elaborate thing, thinking they're going to send her to Hollywood and say, oh, they tapped her on the back and she turned around and XYZ, MOP. Okay, let's watch this.
Emmanuel Haro, some of you may know about what's going on. He was abducted last night in front of the Big Five. Now, there are stories going around that some of you have fabricated. And I'm just on here just to tell you guys what transpired. So, my sister-in-law and my brother, they were at my older nephew's football practice, and he needed a new mouth guard. So instead of taking everybody, my sister-in-law opted to go, and she only took the baby, which is Emmanuel. And when she got there, she realized the baby had went to the bathroom in his diaper. So, as any mom would, which is crazy because a lot of you women are judging her for even changing a baby's diaper in the car, which is mind-boggling, because if there's no bathroom, you're gonna do what you have to do to take care of your child one way or another. She's a great mother, so everything you guys are saying about her, first of all, you don't know her, and show some compassion. Like, she just had her son taken from her. And also, back to what I was saying, so she realized that he had went to the bathroom on himself. Of course, he's a baby, and she laid him down in the back. Her back was turned. She was about to change him. She was getting everything prepared, and she felt like a tap on her shoulder. She turned around, and all she heard was "Hola." And before she could even see this person, acknowledge this person, whatever the case may be, he socked her in the face, and she ended up blacking out. He knocked her out, and she fell to the floor. And next thing you know, as she came to, she woke up. She was looking around for the baby. The baby was gone. She started panicking, screaming, crying. She called the police. She ran into Big Five to see if they had cameras outside or if anybody had witnessed anything. And nobody apparently didn't see anything. And then there's no cameras outside. There. How are we're so baffled because how are there no cameras outside? Like, in cases like this, like, what are people supposed to do? Um, sorry. Um, so after that, my brother told me that he had realized that his wife wasn't back because by that time it was already 8 o'clock and she had left around 7. And and he said that he ended up calling her, and she picked up the phone and she was hysterical, and he couldn't even understand her. So the police had took the phone from her and told my brother what had transpired. And he had his ex-wife there because they had a son together, and his ex-wife and her boyfriend ended up driving my brother to Big Five. And ever since then, we've been looking for Emmanuel. We've been giving out flyers. People came out, prayed for us, prayed for Emmanuel. It's been a very hard time for our family.
They were giving out flyers, all right. I told you they had them up and ready at the
we just want him back. And there is a lot of discussion on whether my nephew is special needs. He is late in development, but as far as we know, the doctors say that he's in great health. He's fine. He just has a lazy eye, and that made him more beautiful than anybody I knew, because I loved him so much. It didn't matter what he looked like.
Yeah, I always wondered, did they take the diapers? That's what I always wondered.
With your continued prayers and your you uplifting us, I know he'll come back, and whoever took him here, I can't even say what you are on this app, but just give him back. He needs his family.
See, I'm just petty like that. I always wonder if I always wondered if they took the diapers, and I always ask at the beginning of this, because I think different than everybody else. Call me whatever you want. Call me crazy, whatever. But I always wondered, did they find a diaper, diapers, dirty diaper, dry diapers, new diapers? Did they find diapers in her car, around the car? Was the diaper, anything? Hey, and I know the police has all that information, but I always wondered, it's just something to think on. I mean, hey, that's her story, and I guess she's still sticking to it. Allegedly, it makes no sense to me. And then why would the sister get on there and tell, get your story straight. If you're going to lie about it and you're going to come up with a scheme, scam, hoax, whatever you want to call it, at least get your story straight. Now, why are you going to say tap on the back now? I mean, oh, okay. So, yeah, this girl, she should have just kept her mouth shut, I know it's expected probably the grandmas to speak and all that, but really, I mean, come on now. What does she want? Her 5 minutes of fame? Well, she got it. I think she's got a little bit more than she's bargained for. And where is she at now? Come on back out. Come on back out wherever you are. I don't get it. But she used to live with them, and for God's sakes, she used to live down the street or around the corner or across the street or whatever. So, and they saw her, like I said, pull out of the driveway as recently as a week or so ago. So, I mean, she's still in and out, but she ain't speaking, that's for sure. But my point is, she had to know Emmanuel was missing. Where was he? Where did she think he was? Why didn't she call the police? Why? Who was she protecting? Why? Does that make her an accessory? I don't know. In the eyes of California law, what the hell's going on, to be honest with you. Raymond said, thank you, Raymond. Raymond gifted another membership. Thank you, Raymond. Whoop, whoop. Whoop. Somebody got that membership. I don't know who got it, but Millie can tell me. I can't never see that. Whoop, whoop. Thank you so much, Raymond. Thank you. So yeah, I don't know. There have been interviews where people have seen her, like I said, and you don't find it strange that she didn't know or didn't call in? I don't believe that. She has her own children. It looks like she would have called in and said, can you do a welfare check? Even if she did it anonymous. It makes no sense to me. Family, we've got to keep this story out. We've got to keep saying his name. We've got to keep asking, where is baby Emmanuel? Because somebody knows, these parents know, and there may be more than that knows. And silence is not an option here. You know something, say something, speak up. Don't be scared. You can call it in anonymous. You can. I think a lot will come out during the prelim. And like I said, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they're going to put them both together tomorrow. Yeah, I agree. And I mean, you got your good ones. You got some that really care and some that don't. But I do. I'm getting really worried about them. I really am. And it's all over. It's everywhere. Yeah, she worked for, that's what I hear. And she knew what to do. But I think hiding the truth, too. And it don't matter. Look, honestly, I don't care if they're family or not. It don't matter now. It don't matter, especially on that side of Jake's side of the family. Jake is done. If Jake's not done now, in my opinion, California's really going to, and I don't wish that on California, they're going to have a problem on their hands. But if he's not, I think he's done. But I would be real shocked. I mean, I will really be shocked, like real shocked if he gets away with anything this time. I think he's in there and he won't ever see the light of day again. So he's done. I think Rebecca's the one that we need to focus on. Honestly, will she make a plea? Will she get lesser time? Will she get out? Hey, Tracy, welcome in. What's going to happen there? What's going to happen in that case? I don't know. But if somebody knows and somebody knows what happened or the truth, don't worry about Jake. Because in my opinion, he's not going anywhere. It needs to be told. The truth needs to be told. And damn Rebecca. Rebecca needs to, pay whatever consequence she has. That was her baby. And if she didn't care more about her baby and her little 7-month-old flesh and blood, we already know she didn't give a damn about Promise because she knew. Think about her 2-year-old out there. Tell it for her, because someday that little 2-year-old, just like Raymond come up here and told his story the other day about his cousin, just like I've said over and over about my cousin, it took me years to find the truth. And this is the little girl's bio brother. You're always going to have questions. And then this is even worse because this is the 2-year-old's mom and dad, bio mom and dad, no matter how we like it or not. And she's always going to, when she gets older, she's going to want to know. So the truth, as ugly as it is, needs to be out there. She needs to know. She will want to know one day. I don't care if she's 50 and don't decide to look into it until she's 50. But I promise you, deep down inside, even if she don't tell nobody, and as much as people's going to want to try to keep her shielded, she'll find out and she'll want to know the truth. So the truth needs to be just that, the truth. Whew. So, listen, y'all. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. I got to get in here and get some things done, get to packing, and I will see y'all in the streets, YouTube streets, that is. When I will put some more stuff out probably later tonight, but I do got to get some things done. I got to get to the store and some good things around here. Yeah, it takes a lot of years, don't it, Raymond? It does. You want to know. You do. Thank you, Val. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. Raymond, thank you so much for the membership gifts that you gave. Thank you for always being a good support to our family here. Thank you, everybody, for helping grow this channel and being here for the children. I really appreciate you. I appreciate you all. Everybody remember, hey, Belinda, everybody remember to hit the thumbs up. That's always free. And share this channel out. And say a little prayer for Emmanuel. Maybe they will find him soon. Cinderella, you have a great day too, honey. I love you. I love you all. And I'll see you in these YouTube streets. Smiley signing off. Thank you. Bye.